Hello snowboarders of the internet, I am your host TC and today I will be reviewing the Jones Stratos. If you're interested in this board or any other boards or bindings I mentioned in this video, make sure you're going down in that description and clicking those affiliate links. That way you don't have to go searching the internet for yourself and hope you get the product that you ordered. The Stratos is equipped with Jones's directional rocker camber profile. So what that means is in the nose, you're gonna have a large rocker section pretty much underneath your foot all the way through the tail. You're gonna have camber and then a slight rocker section in the tail. So what that's gonna do for you is that's gonna give you all of the drive, stability, and pop that you're looking to get out of that camber. And then in the nose and in the tail with that rocker, you're gonna get just a little bit more ease of entry in and out of turns, and it's also gonna help with float. The Stratos comes in a 149, a 153, a 154 wide, a 156, a 158 wide, a 159, a 161 wide, a 162, and a 164 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain where it was a pretty flat light day. I know we don't get those often, but you know, every once in a while we do. And when we do, you gotta wear those low light lenses. The sun popped out a little bit and it blinded me just enough to really hate my life for 5 minutes, and then it went away. Towards the end of the day, we got a little bit of snow, but really nothing to accumulate and really just stick. So it was pretty much just a groomer day all day, where perfect groomers in the morning. They got a little bit chewed up throughout the day, but they pretty much just left the sides to pretty much just do whatever they wanted, where some of them were super bumpy, chundery, nasty. If you got into some of the trees that weren't in the sun from the day before, there were some fresh pow lines to be had in there. So, you know, it was pretty much every condition besides sloppy wet, which gives a pretty good idea of how this board rides. I mean, even though you guys definitely know this is my daily driver, so this is pretty much just a refresher for everybody out there. I use my Ride Fuse boots and my Jones Mercury phase bindings. When we're talking overall flex on this board, I don't know if you guys really remember or have seen my previous video on this board, but I did mention this thing is definitely stiffer than they call it. And even with this new top sheet on it, it's still true to this day, where they might call it slightly stiffer than the middle of the road. I think it is aggressively stiffer than the middle of the road, where it's not total plank, but it's a couple notches below that. So just keep that in mind. It does have a slight directional flex to it because you have a little bit more rocker in the nose than you do the tail, but overall, it's still gonna be pretty stiff throughout. If you go to foot steer this thing, expect to put in extra work as well. So definitely just know it's not for the faint of heart. You're gonna actually have to put a little extra into this board pretty much everywhere when you're trying to flex it. Now, as we talk about the stability, it definitely feels a little bit different from the previous models, where when it had that snowphobic top sheet on it, it was definitely more on that lively side than the damp. Now that they've changed the top sheet, it's definitely dampened the board up a bit, where you're not just feeling every bit of ice you're going over. It actually does have some dampening to it. And as you just kind of ride this thing throughout pretty much anywhere you go, you'll know it is still gonna be a very stable board, where you can just dig that edge in and just trust that it's gonna go where you want it to, even in less than ideal conditions. It's not gonna be getting bounced around out there. It's definitely got the girth to just hold up to all of those uneven push piles and all of that crud. This board actually has great pop to it, where since they have actually taken out the basalt stringers and added carbon stringers to it, I think it gave it a little bit extra snap, where I am basing this off of my personal daily driver, so that thing's been broken in, you know, doesn't have quite the amount of pop to it, but this board has a lot of pop, where you load it up, you gotta put a little bit more effort into that tail, but whatever you put in, you're definitely getting out on it, where it still feels nice and stable. Definitely a confidence booster. So if you're gonna go ride this board all mountain and just kind of be looking for side hits and little cliff drops to go off of, you're 100% gonna be okay on this thing. It was so much fun that that's pretty much what I looked for when I was just free riding this board, is I'm like, where's the side hits? Where are the drops? I gotta see how this thing performs. And it goes to the moon when you actually load this thing up. So it does feel really good, nice and stable, great on the landings because it is a directional board. So even if you do find that fresh pow, you don't have to lean all the way back on it. I didn't set it up on the float pack because I never have and I probably never will. But overall, this thing will get in the air, zero problems. It's super fun. I actually really enjoyed hitting side hits on this board. And I mean, there is a reason I daily drive this thing. While I have you here and you're loving this video so much, you might as well like, subscribe, click that bell, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our scheduled programming. You're not buying this board for its butterability. You can butter on the nose since you do have a longer rocker section in it. I still found myself throwing quite a bit of weight into the nose to really get that thing to press and hold and pretty much lock in for me. But it definitely butters a lot better in that fresh snow than it does on just a groomer because you got a little bit more resistance there to really force it to actually flex into the board. But as you butter on the tail, it's definitely more of a balancing act. I was throwing a lot of weight back there, trying to balance it on that small rocker section and just pretty much holding on where you're gonna get some pop out on the nose and on the tail. So just be prepared for that. But overall, you're not buying this board for its butterability. I mean, you'd probably be an absolute psycho if you did, but I mean, this board will still butter. Definitely takes high speed butters over just trying to just snail crawl this thing. So just keep that in mind. Definitely not the most butterable board out there. The main thing I'll say about carving on this board, speed is definitely your friend. Especially on those short, quick carves, you're gonna want a lot more speed with them. Where you get on this board on one edge and you're going slow, it doesn't feel the most stable. It kind of feels a little wonky actually, where it definitely handles better at those higher speeds. Those medium and those larger carves are just a dream on this board. You can absolutely hit those things full speed, slow speed, doesn't really matter. The main thing is, just if you're going slower, just know it's not gonna be the most agile out there. This board likes to be at speeds, almost like a supercar or something like that, where it turns way better when you're going fast. And yes, it will Euro carve. It's a little bit on the wider side, so I didn't ever have to worry about just like toes dragging or anything like that. It still felt really good there, where I'm gonna say it again. Medium, large, Euro carves. That's where this thing is gonna really excel. Unless you're just absolutely hauling ass into those short, quick carves, then they're not really gonna be this board's cup of tea. Rider in mind. This board is made for that advanced rider that really wants to charge everywhere on the mountain and pretty much look for all those side hits, those rock drops, all of that stuff. They almost want to make that mount a little bit more freestyle oriented than just absolutely just pointing it and going straight. They want to do a lot on this board, but at a high level and with a lot of speed. If you're looking for another way to get involved in the Angry Snowboarder community, head on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. What is it, you might ask? Sure, I could explain it here, but we have a great video over there getting into it really in depth. You know, when I first got my version of the Stratos, I was in between the 56 and the 59, so for me to be able to test out the 56 with the new carbon in it, I was super stoked. And actually it had a very similar flex to where mine did, my 59 I should say, did when I first got it out of the wrapper, where I expected it to be a little bit softer than it was, and it did not disappoint one bit. This board actually made me think about, hey, maybe I should upgrade to this year's model, maybe even size down to the 56, just because I had zero problems with stability and pop on this board, where it felt like I was riding the 59 when it came to the stability and pop. But when it came to maneuverability, this thing was a lot more maneuverable than my 59 is. So overall, I still love this board. It's absolutely awesome. The graphic on it this year is choice in my opinion. I love that they kept the black base on the bottom with a little accent of color, but overall, I still really love this board. It's a great board, especially if you need something for bank slaloms to just haul ass on and really hold an edge and just be confident in your riding. This is a great board for you. I don't want to scare away all of the intermediates and beginners, but honestly guys, probably not going to be for you. Definitely not you beginners. It looks great. I know it looks cool on the wall. It's just not going to be for you. For you advanced riders, I would highly recommend picking this thing up, especially if you need a directional board that can kind of do everything and just got a little extra float pack, so you only get one board and you need one. this would be a great choice for you. I loved this thing and I love the improvements they've made on it. Hats off to you guys at Jones. You crushed it. I'm probably gonna keep riding this thing, honestly. Comparable boards, the Capita Aeronaut, the K2 Commonwealth, and the Ride Deepfake. Recommended bindings, the Jones Mercury, the K2 program, and the Ride C8. And as always guys, I've been your host TC and this has been my review of the Jones Stratos. If this just sounds like the perfect board for you like it is for me, I would highly recommend checking out one of the videos for the recommended bindings. Then that way you know you're getting a pair of foot clamps that are gonna fit your needs and the needs of this board.